Deuteronomy 20:16. Do not leave alive anything that breathes. Completely destroy them. That is the Bible. Direct divine command. Total extermination ordered by God. Crusades, 1 million dead. Inquisition, hundreds of thousands tortured. European wars of religion, 8 million dead. All done with the Bible in hand, convinced of divine approval. The question is simple and brutal. Does God approve of war in His name or not? You are at the portal to the unknown, and in the next 10 minutes, you're going to discover the truth about the most disturbing biblical text. Unfiltered, without religious propaganda. Just the facts, like now if you want the truth without beating around the bush. Let's go straight to the Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. It's not metaphor, it is a direct identification. Yahweh is a warrior, the conquest of Canaan. Joshua 10:40, he left no survivors, but utterly destroyed all who breathed, as the Lord, the God of Israel, had commanded. Jericho completely destroyed. Men, women, children, animals. Burnt to the ground. Hazor annihilated. 7 nations exterminated by direct divine command. The most disturbing case. Numbers 31:17-18. After the battle against the Midianites, Moses orders, "Now kill all the boys, and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man." Massacre of boys and women. Preservation of virgin girls as spoils of war. Why? The traditional justification. These nations practiced child sacrifice, extreme idolatry, moral abominations. The destruction was divine judgment, spiritual surgery to remove moral cancer. But does that morally satisfy? A God of love ordering the death of babies. David, the anointed warrior. 1 Samuel 18:7. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. David, a man after God's own heart, celebrated for his ability to kill. His hands were so stained with blood that God did not permit him to build the temple. Undeniable reality. The Old Testament presents God ordering, planning, and executing war. There is no way to soften that. The texts are there. The shocking contradiction. Matthew 5:38-39. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. Not just pacifism. Non-resistance to evil. Absorb violence instead of retaliating. Matthew 5:44. Love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you. Love enemies, don't exterminate them. Love them. At the arrest, Peter cuts off the servant's ear. Jesus rebukes him. Put your sword back in its place. For all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Jesus had legions of angels available. He chose the cross. He chose to die instead of kill. Romans 12:19-20. Do not take revenge. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. Incompatible with holy war, completely incompatible. The early Christians. For 300 years, Christians overwhelmingly rejected military service. Tertullian, Origen all taught that Christians should not kill even in war. Origen, we no longer take up swords against any nation. Primitive Christianity was pacifist. The problem, how can the same God who said, do not leave alive anything that breathes, also say, turn the other cheek? How to reconcile? Joshua exterminating nations. Jesus healing enemies, David killing thousands. Paul saying, do not repay evil for evil, holy war in the OT. Pacifism in the NT something doesn't align. Bloody History Crusades, 1095-1291, Pope Urban II. Deus vult, God wills it, Jerusalem, 1099. Crusaders massacred between 10,000 and 70,000 people. Chronicler wrote, horses waded up to their knees in blood, done singing hymns, convinced of divine approval, citing Joshua, the Spanish Inquisition, centuries of torture to confess heresy, thousands burned alive in auto de fe, acts of faith. Logic, destroy the body to possibly save the soul. The 30 Years' War, 1618 to 1648, Catholics versus Protestants, both citing the Bible. Both convinced that God was on their side. Result: 8 million dead. Colonization. European colonizers in the Americas justified violent conquest as a Christianizing mission. The doctrine of discovery. Papal documents giving Christian explorers the right to claim non-Christian lands. Genocide with a papal seal. Apartheid and slavery. The Dutch Reformed Church defended apartheid with biblical texts. American slavery justified for centuries with appeal to passages about servants. The disturbing question: were all these people insane? Or is there something in the texts that really authorizes this? If 2,000 years of Christians, popes, theologians, saints have interpreted the Bible to justify massive violence, perhaps the problem is not just poor interpretation. Perhaps the texts are ambiguous enough to permit those readings. Does the Bible approve of war in the name of God? The honest answer: it depends on which part of the Bible you emphasize and how you interpret it. Old Testament, yes, there is clear approval of war commanded by God in specific contexts. The texts are there, we cannot ignore them. New Testament. No, war in the name of God fundamentally contradicts the central teachings of Christ. Loving enemies is incompatible with exterminating them. How to resolve this? Option 1. Specific commands at wars were specific to that historical moment. They do not apply today. No Christian can claim a divine order for violence. Option 2. Progressive revelation. The OT was an initial stage. Jesus is the complete and final revelation. Hebrews 1:1-2 supports this. Prioritize Christ's teachings. Option 3. Jesus as the criterion for Christians. Jesus is the complete revelation of God. When there is tension between the OT and NT, Jesus takes priority. What to do today? Distrust absolute certainty. If someone is totally certain that God approves of their violence, that person is dangerous. Moral doubt protects against fanaticism. Jesus is the filter when texts seem to approve of violence. Run them through the Jesus filter. Does this align with loving enemies? Context is crucial. Commands to the theocratic Israel do not transfer to Christians today. None can claim a divine order for war. Humility. If 2,000 years of Christians haven't reached a consensus, you and I won't resolve this today. Live with the tension, the principle. Violence, if ever justified, must be absolute last resort, done with deep regret, strictly defensive, never with joy or certainty of divine approval. The moment you take up arms with joy, singing hymns, convinced that God smiles, in that moment you have betrayed Jesus. Final lesson: the biblical ambiguity may be intentional. Perhaps God wants us to wrestle with this tension, to feel the moral weight of any decision regarding violence. The danger is not doubt. The danger is absolute religious certainty. The Bible contains real tensions. Texts that seem to approve of genocide exist, but it also contains Jesus saying, "Love your enemies." Our job is to deal honestly with the complexity, not simplify what is complex. If this made you think, like now, comment, is there a just war? Let's debate with respect. Subscribe. Every week we explore what other channels avoid. Next video, does the Bible support slavery? Another explosive topic. Thank you for the courage to explore difficult truths. Portal to the unknown, where truth matters more than comfort.